clematis nuts. She's got a tiny garden, but she's packed in 250 of them.
When I came here, I knew nothing about gardening. I couldn't really tell you the difference between a dandelion and a rose. In my other home, I had lots of hydrangeas, and when I was really aggravated, I used to go out and deadhead the plants, and that made me relax, which was quite nice. And I thought when I moved, it would be nice to have a garden, and it sort of developed from there, really. I absolutely love this garden because it's peace and tranquility, and an area where I have control of what I do, and there's very little aggravation here. The worst thing that can happen is that a plant will die.
The limited space has forced Anne to be clever with her planting. Climbing roses and clematis are used to add depth and colour.
Well, I love roses and clematis. Clematis are my favourite because they take up very little ground area, and you can grow them through other things like camellias that are flowered early in the season, which gives you a longer period of interest, really. In this very small space, I have over 250 different kinds of clematis that flower almost all through the year. I think there are something like 8,000, I'm not sure, different clematis. So 250 is just scratching the surface, really. Clematis really enjoy being in containers. The early flowering ones and the evergreens are probably too big for a container, but if you have an enormous container, you can grow almost anything in it. Clematis like to have their roots very cool. They do not like to be baked by the sun.
Anne's obsession extends beyond clematis to every aspect of her garden. Everything has to be perfect, even her pots.
Every time a pot winks at me in a garden centre, I'm afraid I have to have it.
Anne opens her garden under the National Garden Scheme 3 times a year. And she has good advice for anyone trying to create sustained interest in a small space.
I think when you have a small space, you have to be very flexible and keep moving things around. It's a work in progress, basically, so you just keep moving things until you're happy with them and the colour looks right and the whole structure of it pleases you. And it's a very personal thing. Well, it's wonderful, really, because it's like a walled secret paradise where I can create something very beautiful, and it's just personal to me.